Howdy ho, guys and gals. It is Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the Den of Tools. And today we're here again to talk about the upcoming holiday that is Father's Day. Now, I know we talked about it before if you saw the top 10 purchases from Home Depot. But, you know, trying to buy a present for Dad is something that's not very easy to do. Especially if you're a Papa Bear like me, where you usually buy whatever it is you want or need throughout the year. But we got 10 gifts here that are outside the norm, some unusual stuff that I think you'll appreciate, and I think that the Papa Bear in your life will appreciate too. So sit back, let's get through it here, and see if maybe we can find something for that special, Daddy Bear in your life. First up, of course, we have to have the Home Distillers Workbook, your guide to making moonshine, whiskey, vodka, rum, and so much more. Now for only $9.99. And if you didn't know that, I actually wrote this book. So if you want to buy it off of Amazon, get it straight to you, we can do that. Or if you like, if you send me an email at red@den-of-tools, we can see about getting you an autographed edition of that. Next up, number 9. Keeping the bear theme going, we got the Montana Last Best Place poster. I gotta say, I got a penchant, if you will, for the old vintage travel posters, and you gotta admit, when you got a good-looking bear on it, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm a big fan of these things, and they liven up any den that the old dad may be hibernating in. Next up, we've got I know, hold off live. You think this is a kid's toy or something. I've got one of these, and you've seen it in some of our videos. I did admit, don't tell, I bought it for the little girl cub, because she's really into science and that kind of stuff. And I was stunned at the quality of an image that this thing can produce. This is a $20 USB microscope. It plugs right into your computer or laptop or whatever. I even found an adapter and a way to plug it directly into my phone, and yeah, it will work like that as well. It's astounding the kind of quality you can get from it, and I've used it for all sorts of things. You know, I found serial numbers that were hard to read, and I found, trying to find images underneath stuff and to look at the edge of a blade and whatnot. There are all sorts of uses for this. You would be amazed. And then there's just the general, like, hey, I wonder what this thing looks like. All sorts of fun for $20, I promise you. Next up, we've got the LG Ultratone HBS835NM, blah, blah, blah. What these are wireless headsets, and it goes around your neck, rests kind of at the base of your neck on your shoulders, and then it's got little earbuds that slide out and go in your ears. It's different than like the little iPhone, iPad, or whatever the iTunes thing that all the kids are wearing these days, in that, you don't want to always have something like that in your ear, but then you don't want to lose it. These have longer battery life. The missus wears these pretty much 24/7. I think she sleeps in them. She's always listening to something on YouTube or whatnot, listening to podcasts, and you gotta say, they're pretty darn convenient. And if you got a guy in your life who likes to listen to a lot of stuff, this is a great way to always have his tunes or his audiobooks or his podcasts with him. Now, granted, that would stream off your phone or whatnot, but it allows you to have an earbud in or available without having to have a cord and whatnot. Next on the list is the Keybar key set. Now, what this does is it takes your keys and you have to drill a hole through them, and it turns into kind of like a folding knife kind of thing. I actually ran into the guy who founded this company. Now, I'd heard about him years ago when they were on Kickstarter, but I ran into him at the National Hardware Store this last year. Great guy, and he was showing me all the new stuff they're doing. Laser acid washed, imaging. Here we got the 1776 with part of the Constitution on it and whatnot. They got all sorts of other stuff. $35 is an excellent way to carry your keys, right? If you got a big jangly thingamabob of keys down there and you want to streamline it all, this is the way to go. Next item. If you're a weather geek like I am, and maybe it's just me growing up from the Midwest, but, I also sailed a bunch, and anytime I'm doing outdoor kind of stuff, I got this thing that I like to know what's going on with the weather, and these are fun little meters here. This was a digital anemometer, and it will tell you the exact wind speed, and you can do recordings, and there's a tripod set up. You can mount it. It'll go Bluetooth to your phone. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with this. For $46, you'd be surprised the information you can get from it. You can even use it to test in your house to see if there's a draft or a breeze. It is super sensitive. Next up is the Wise Cam 1080p HD indoor wireless smart home camera for $20. Or, sorry, $26. These things, you're not going to find a better camera, indoor camera, than these cameras here. Now, I got to say, so they did send me one of these, and I got a video of this coming up, and it's, wow, it's just amazing what you can get for this price. And I've said this for so long. I'm like, why isn't somebody making an inexpensive, high quality, essential webcam kind of thing? Because all these security cameras are stupidly expensive, and I know the techs out there to make it cheaper. Well, looks like some smart people got together and heard what I was complaining about, and they've got it. So we're going to be having a video of this coming up here shortly. But trust me, if your Papa Bear in your life likes to see what's going on around the house and around the yard and whatnot, this is the way to go. Number 3 on the list, yeah, you've heard me talking about it. Yeah, this is another one that they sent me, but I gotta tell you, of all the things I've tested out, products that people have sent me, other than actual tools and stuff, this dash cam is pretty amazing. I really like, if nothing else, I gotta say it's the magnetic mount. The part where when I'm not using it, I can just snatch it out of the window, throw it in the glove compartment, a little cubby on my dash there. The picture quality, if you've seen the travel videos and stuff, that's a pretty decent picture quality. 1080p, not too shabby. It's got good memory storage. You can put in about any memory card you want. I think up to 128 gigabyte or something. It's an excellent piece of tech, and at $50, come on, $50, jeez. Number 2 on the list, Black Rifle Coffee. Yeah, I go back and forth on my coffee drinking, but I'll tell you what I can't do is I can't drink cheap coffee. I should say I can't drink bad coffee, because at $17.99 for a pound of this medium roast, and also don't go the dark roast. Dark roast just burns it. You're just that's the reason they call it char bucks. So, support the guys who support, the Second Amendment, and get yourself some Black Rifle Coffee there. And last, number 1 on the list is a tool that I carry pretty much every day with me. I used to carry the big Leatherman. The Cubs got together with the missus, and they got me the big Leatherman. Don't say anything to them. I mean, I like it. It's nice. It stays in my desk. It's a big, hefty chunk of metal. And I found that I never use, most of the tools. I used the screwdriver, I used the pliers, and I used the knife on it. And that was it. And I was thinking, I wish they'd come out with something lighter that and again, apparently people listen to the bear, So what they do, they came out with exactly that. A pair of pliers, and there's nice wire cutters. That's just the metal there. There's actual blades in the wire cutting section there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it there. So those are removable blades there in the wire cutting section. You've got a great knife that's accessible externally, and that is you don't have to fold the whole thing open to use it. And you've got the screwdriver here. Now you got 2 Phillips size, and then over here is your slotted screwdriver, and of course down here you got to have the ubiquitous bottle opener because reasons. Anyway, there you go. I hope we found something that you can use to maybe brighten up your dad's day without breaking the bank. If you got any other suggestions, things you think the bear missed, feel free to post them down below. I hope you and yours have a blessed Father's Day, and as always, shine on.